Hello, YouTubers, and welcome to Level-Headed News. This is your host, Brenda. This episode is about what's in the news regarding healthcare. What's in this episode, all of the URLs are in the description of the video for your convenience. On Natural News, and it says Obamacare repeal. It's more like healthcare system collapse. The pharma prostitutes in Washington, D.C., known as legislators, are currently in the process of attempting to repeal and replace Obamacare. But unless we deal with the causes of all the sickness and disease in America, it's a useless effort that will only end in healthcare collapse. No nation can economically survive an ever more powerful medical regime that preys upon sickness, suffering, and disease to boost its corporate profits. Sadly, the business of sick care is so incredibly profitable that it can never be meaningfully by the very same lawmakers who function as nothing more than legislative whores for the for-profit medical cartels. That's why the healthcare system, as we know it today, ultimately headed for collapse. It may be dressed up as reform in the short term by pharma-corrupted lawmakers, but the entire system is based on the idea of powerful corporations making money off disease and thereby making sure nobody stays healthy or avoids chronic disease. Disease is just too damn profitable for the powers that be to give up the revenue stream. They don't want Americans to get healthy cancer clinics and pharmacies because that would lose them hundreds of billions of dollars a year. And that's why this is all headed for collapse, because nobody in Washington is even talking about how to prevent sickness and disease. Running around spouting off about who pays for all the disease treatments. They're all nothing for pharma whores pretending to somehow more affordable. The real problem is not who pays for disease, but rather the cause of the disease in the first place. D, all by itself, could radically slash national health care spending. Simply handed out vouchers for free vitamin D supplements to the entire population. I estimate it would save at least $100 for every $1 spent on the program. And there's a podcast here from Health Ranger about this if you want to listen to that. So there's, definitely something to be said for trying to get people healthy instead of trying to figure out how to treat a symptom. The next one here is from Liberty Headlines, and it says, House GOP Obamacare plan faces uphill battle in the Senate. Signal put this out. It says the highly anticipated Obamacare replacement plan of several hurdles in the House this week, where the House GOP's proposal was the focus of intense scrutiny and opposition. The bill makes its way through the lower chamber. CARE Act could already be facing long and difficult road ahead in the Senate. Their Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell needs 51 Republicans to vote in favor of the proposal. But so far, support for the bill in the upper chambers already appears to be wavering. Just hours after the House Ways and Means and Energy and Commerce Committees released the text of the plan Monday evening, Senators Republican of Kentucky and Mike Lee, Republican of Utah, criticized the bill. What's been introduced in the House in the last 24 hours is not Obamacare replacement plan, not the Obamacare repeal plan we've been hoping for, Lee said on Tuesday. This is instead a step in the wrong direction, and much as anything, it's then Senator Tom Cotton, Republican of Arkansas, encouraged the House Republicans to go back to the drawing board. Here from, they say, number one, House health care bill can't pass Senate without major changes. To my friends in the House, pause, start over, get it right, don't get it fast. He shouldn't act like Dems did in O-Care. No excuse to release bill Monday night, start voting Wednesday with no budget estimate. Number three, what matters in long run is better, more affordable health care for Americans, not House leaders' arbitrary legislative calendar. Senator Ted Cruz, Republican of Texas, too, was skeptical about the bill's fate in the upper chamber. The House bill was currently drafted. I don't believe it will pass the Senate, he told CNN after dining with President Donald Trump and First Lady Melania Trump. But Cruz didn't rule out the changes being made to the bill and ones that could sway his fellow conservatives. We can fix it, continued. It's off BizPack Review. And get the hamster to work with me here. Here we go. Sarah Palin trashes Ryan's Rhino Care, calls for Trump's uses NASCAR as Exhibit A. Former Alaska Governor Sarah Palin trashed Paul Ryan and House Republicans as Rhino Care. Palin said the new health care law to replace Obamacare is akin to socialism and is being pushed by rhinos, Republicans in name only, like Speaker of the House Paul Ryan. However, Palin said she's confident step in and fix it, The Hill reported. Last week, Speaker Ryan introduced the American Health Care Act, a bill that doesn't repeal Obamacare but merely amends it. Republican senators, including Tom Cotton and Rand Paul, have opposed the bill, saying it's nothing more than another iteration of the failed, bloated Obamacare law. Some have called the new proposal Ryan Care, Obamacare, or Obamacare Light. This is government-controlled health care, the system that required enrollment in an unaffordable, unsustainable, unwanted, unconstitutional continuation of government-run medicine, Palin said. And even in this new quasi-reformed proposal, there is still an aspect of socialism. Specifically took issue with the proposal that will allow insurers to charge a 30% penalty if there are gaps in someone's insurance coverage, saying that sets the stage for politicians to be bought by insurance companies through aggressive lobbying. An additional fee will be collected by some in the private sector, which will mean politicians are allowed again to pick the winners and losers, Palin said. And it makes you wonder who's lobbying hardest for aspects of this new bill, because obviously there are special interests involved. Palin said she wishes politicians about which special interests are pulling the strings. It'd be helpful if every single one of these politicians would do like NASCAR drivers do, let them wear their sponsors plastered all over their three-piece suits when they show up, so we know what side they're on and who they're actually for. In the end, Palin said she's confident President Trump will block Paul Ryan's health care bill and fix this mess. Fix it, Palin said. He's already has a track record of doing so well in these first months. So yeah, I'm sure that President Trump is going to do the right thing. That's all I have for you in this episode. If you like what I'm doing here, give it a thumbs up. Don't be afraid to let me know. And share it on social media so everybody gets to hear the news. And that way you'll stay informed. See you in the next episode.